Good evening, everybody. Welcome to My Haunted Dolls. I just wanted to do a follow-up video on the lovely Miss Alice because I learned some information today. If you haven't seen the video I shot this last Saturday, my session with her, be sure to go check that out. Probably should watch it before you see this. Although I'm going to show some screenshots from that. It's good to go watch the video, so I'm going to put the link below. But before I do that, first, I want to, as always, invite people who are watching for the first time to go to myhaunteddolls.com. You can find all of my books out there that I've written. And also you can follow the link to my merchandise store at Redbubble, My Haunted Dolls. You can get t-shirts, you can get hats, you can get all kinds of things out there. So be sure to go out there and check it out and show us some support. We'll really appreciate it. And now on to what I learned about Miss Alice. Now, she did come from my friend Cherie Shun in Georgia, who has a massive collection of haunted dolls. Shout out to her. If you haven't joined her Facebook group on creepy dolls and paranormal experience, be sure to go out there and look it up and join. It's a great group. People share about their haunted items and their experiences, and you may even find a haunted doll or item to adopt out there. So be sure to go out there and join. But according to Cherie, I'll go ahead and read the message. Loved your video of Alice. I really was surprised you were able to have her speak of her past. Just well you hear this, because it makes that video, the things I caught on the dice and the Ovilus, it makes sense now. I should have told you, but she was a satanic ritual abuse child. It's a nightmare. Let me tell you that. Just as soon as I read that, I just had shivers, and it made me sick to even think about. And she was 12 years old. That's the age that I was getting, 12 years old or around there, preteen. She's a wonderful, smart child, but because of her massive, awful demise, it's very painful for her to talk about it. She is quite a child. So that really blew my mind when I read that, especially what happened to her, because now I look back at the session and I'll show some video, not video, but some screenshots of that video. Like I say, please go back and watch it if you haven't already. But I captured on the Ovilus app the necrometer, which is just fabulous. I got the word issue, and I got that later on the dice, which was really interesting, but I got it on the meter first. And then she followed that with you scared them away, which I wonder about that. I was thinking, I kept getting a feeling that maybe something negative was trying to come through on her. Maybe I was picking up on her past. And then the other thing I got, she said the word 20, which I was wondering if that was, I think I asked about, who are they, or who did I scare away, or how many, and she said 20. And then I believe at that point I asked if I scared them away, and she said nope. At that point, I switched over to the dice, the Necro dice. Necrophonics, they've just put out a lot of great devices we can use now. But I switched to the device, and she again said issue. She was having some sort of issue. And I asked her if she wanted to talk about it, and she said no. And that came up on the dice. And then I tried again. I said, why don't you want to talk about it? And she said personal. So this was just amazing, these responses I was getting, especially now we're looking back on what actually happened to her. And then, I can't remember exactly what I asked, but I think I was trying to see, was it something that scared her? Was it something that was tragic? And she answered with pain on the dice. And so I was feeling like, yeah, she went through something really nasty. And then she said, I hate it. And when I tried to ask her what it is that, what do you hate? And then the number 7, or she said 7, that word came up on the dice. Now, one of the commenters on the video said that when they, or at least they believe, whenever numbers are mentioned, that usually means something evil, especially the number 7. And I believe she was trying to communicate to me that something really evil had happened to her. So now, as I hear this story, and then I moved on to before I go, and go back to the story again, let me first mention when I moved on to the Ghost Tube apps, and I used the Ghost Tube Seer, which is where a spirit can use that app, the AI, to create a picture to communicate what they're thinking or feeling or something about them. So when I switched to that, what did we get? A picture of a group of people. And as soon as I saw the picture, it struck me as odd. It was like something medieval, or really, like a ritualistic looking type of thing going on there. Again, I had no clue of her past. And now that I know this, now that I know the story that Cherie has shared with me, I really believe that picture was meant to show the people who harmed her that there was a group of very negative people who harmed her, and that's what happened. Excuse me while I clear my throat. So, I also believe the second picture she showed me, which looked like a woman who was very sad, who was going through something really tragic. I think that was Alice showing her own emotion to me, that she was sad, that something very awful had happened, and that she had experienced this awful thing. And that's where I believe these pictures came from. There are some Ghost Tube responses out there too, so go back and watch the video. I wasn't sure I understood some of what came through, and the others, you'll hear me speak of it on the video. After the video, when I finished filming, I started to take Alice back to her spot, and I stood up from the sofa and made it halfway over. And suddenly I just felt this overwhelming urge that she did not want to go back yet, that she needed some comfort. So I came back to the couch and reassured her, and I let her sit with me at least for about 45 minutes while I watched TV and played around with the cat, Maddie. And I let her sit here, and I noticed her dog kept leaning kind of over toward me, and I would straighten her up, and she'd lean over. So I just, put her in my lap, got her closer, and I let her stay with me for a little while until I felt comfortable taking her back to her spot. So I see now what little Alice went through. I'm not going to ever try to make her speak of it again. Although we will have sessions later, there's all sorts of good things we can talk about. But I keep her close to me during the day anyway. I felt like when she first came that she really wanted to be near me. So I have had her sitting at my desk every day. I work from home, so she's sitting right there next to me watching me work on the desk. So I'm glad I have her there. I'm going to keep her there. And I'm glad she's happy now. Cherie says she feels like Alice is very happy with me now. And we had met before because I've spent time at Cherie's house. So I've slept there in the doll room at Cherie's house. So we're not strangers. So she knew coming here would be a good thing. And I'm glad that happened. So I just wanted to share this follow-up video. And I hope everyone's doing well. Again, go to the Redbubble store and purchase, and show us your support out there. There's all kinds of things. They've got this desk paperweight kind of thing. It looks like a hologram. They've got some different hats. They've got different kinds of t-shirts. They've even got pet things. You can get a cat mat or a dog mat out there with some of them. So if you're a pet owner, you can go out there and buy your pet something. And we're only 6 months till Christmas, so there you go. So please go out there and shop, and we will see you. Hopefully this weekend we'll do a video with the next doll and see what we have, what we get from there. But thank you for tuning in and for hearing Alice's story. I'm sure she appreciates it too, and for you sending your love to her. So peace out and happy hauntings. We will see you later.